Hello. We've been waiting on you guys.
Come on in.
Come on in and welcome to the Wilsons.
As always, it's coffee time, baby. It's coffee time.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it done. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with the Wilsons. I'm Richard.
And I'm Marquita.
And of course, we are
The Wilsons.
and this is our coffee. It's been a pleasure. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. I like that. We're excited to be back. We know it's been a while since we've actually been on air and shared some things, but you know the good thing about that is we've had the opportunity to collect a few more experiences, things that were very good and things that maybe not so good, but and can have had the opportunity also to collect our thoughts and meditate and collect some things. And we just wanted to share some things with you guys today. And the topic is going to be interesting. We call it breadcrumbs. My wife got a few breadcrumbs. I'm going to probably sprinkle a little stuff on there, but I'll let you chime in now, babe.
Well, the whole purpose of this for us is a lot of times me and Richard are in conversation, just in driving, sometime 5 o'clock in the morning, and we'll say, man, we need to be recording this because these are the fabrics of our marriage. This is what, when we get the dialogue and really put our thoughts together before one another.
Right.
Things that we may have thought we could have done different, things that we're proud of, things that we like. And it's how we as a couple actually get to know each other and really become one. I think there's a lot of understanding that's needed in a marriage and in a relationship. That's with children, family, spouse, whatever. And I think those moments where we leave those breadcrumbs enhance those the meaning of those times for us. And I was just sharing with him how I've really been in deep thought at age 46. I'm 46.
The girl, a baby. A baby.
I'm 46. And I began to think about my beginnings, which were small and somewhat difficult and complicated. And I began to think about how my perspective was shaped from that beginning. How I make decisions now based on trial and error from those beginnings, and how we have to own sometimes that things don't go the way that we planned, the way we would like, but we're still alive. And how do we know we're alive? Because we feel fear, we feel happiness, we feel sadness, we feel courage, we feel determination, we dream, and all those things, disappointments, shortcomings, all mean that you're still alive, right?
Yeah.
Because you're still feeling.
Heart still beating.
Heart still beating. And that means if you're still alive, you still have opportunity to learn. You still have opportunity to regroup. You still have opportunity to progress. And those things are the breadcrumbs that I want to talk about, that I want to leave for my children's children. They're always on my mind. Even the ones that are not born yet, they are always on my mind. And I tell my husband all the time that our generations are important to me. They're huge.
The learning part that you just said is very important to me.
Yeah.
Because my philosophy is this. I don't know about you guys, but this is my philosophy. I believe that you're going to get older. When we're talking about old, I'm talking physiologically. If you keep waking up in the morning, by default, you're going to get older, right?
Right.
But I don't really believe that anybody can get old. I think that's a choice. Anybody has to get old. Getting old, to me, is a mentality.
Yep.
But if you stay engaged with what's going on in the present time, because you have some of us that even though it's 2021, some of us still trapped in 1975. See,
Right.
And that's I mean, it seems humorous, but it can be sad also, because there's some people that don't want to know anything about technology, don't want to know how to relate to people on a 2021 level. And to me, that's part of growth and learning. So if we always posture ourselves in a position of learning, man, you don't ever have to get old. Now, you're going to get older. Because, I mean, sometimes it used to be, I've been down when I was in my 20s, I popped back up. But now, I feel it now. So physiologically, I don't have a choice. She don't have a choice. We're going to get older.
Right.
But, baby, you don't ever have to get older unless you choose to.
Right. And to add to that, we're in a generation where they're either really vigorous or they think they know everything. And at 12, if you know everything, you're old because you have nothing else to learn, right?
I thought about it that way, yeah.
You're considered old and you have nothing else to learn. As long as you have opportunity to keep learning and expanding, I think it's the essence of life.
Expanding. What do you mean by that? Oh, yeah, that's good.
Where you see where you can grow.
Okay.
And you move in that direction.
Okay.
You're open to listening to even people that you might oppose the way they think, just to get an understanding of where they're coming from.
Right.
Even though you may not be in a 100% sync with where their thoughts lie, where their thoughts lie.
Yeah.
But it helps shape how you view other situations. And what I mean by that is perspective is gigantic. It literally can cause you to make a good decision or a bad decision. That simple thing.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah.
An example, my parents had me young. My mom was 13, my dad was 14. I didn't even know my dad. Couldn't point him out in the lineup until I was 18 years old. And I got pregnant in high school at 17. But based off my perspective of my parents, whom I didn't consider that they were 13 and 14, they were just, in my head, my parents.
It was essentially children.
And they were absent.
Yeah.
So when I had my daughter, even though I had scholarships to go to college, and the colleges still wanted me to come, I refused to leave her because my perspective was, you don't leave your children. But I don't know if that was necessarily right. At that time, my grandmother was in good health, could have helped me with my child. I could have went and got my education. Life would have took an entirely different road for me. But my decision was based off my perspective of having absentee parents. Not the entire perspective that those absentee parents were children. So how could they parent a child themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't consider that. That's how strong perspective is. That's how strong it is in our decision-making process in our day-to-day life. And it does have an effect on the whole trajectory. However, it is not the sum total. It does not sum everything up. It does not tell you how your story is going to end. It's just a moment in time. Nothing else.
Well, let me say this. I'm so glad you chose to not go to college. Let's think about it. If you would have gone to college,
Yeah.
chances are you and I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
There's a huge chance.
Yeah, there's a powerful decision right there. There'd be no coffee. Now there'd be some. I'm gonna drink my coffee. There'll still be some coffee, but it won't probably be with the Wilsons.
No, and that's true.
Yeah.
And that's why, and it's a prime example of, it was just a moment in time, and it affected that moment.
Yeah.
The minute I made a different decision, somewhere else, or my perspective changed, somewhere else, it all changed how things lined up.
Yeah.
But we get caught up in, I didn't do well here. we get caught up in this didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
And we all have them stories. I don't care how well it looks on the opposite end. We all have those stories.
Yeah.
We all have places, the most successful people you might meet, where trouble happened. Things went awry. It didn't stop them from arriving. Don't let it stop you either. I'm here to say, there is a road, and all you have to do is keep traveling. Stay on the road.
Keep it down, my baby.
Exactly. You got it right. Piggyback off someone else.
Yeah.
You know, find somebody doing what you want to do, and study. And the Bible says you study to show yourself approved.
Yeah.
There you go. And I think in a lot of instances, I tell my husband when I wake up in the morning, my wake up is I thank God that I'm alive, and then I zoom right into what I haven't yet accomplished. And I also started looking at where I fell short. And then there's things in there that I have to take ownership of. There's times I tell him, I bit off more than I could chew on this one. And I acknowledge it and I own it. Or I tell him, I don't know if I looked at this the right way. Because here is the result and I don't like it. So where did it go wrong? I didn't rightly divide what I had in front of me. I didn't correctly process. I under-processed. I over-processed. Something went wrong. But I don't stop. I can't. Because my generations are dependent on me.
Yeah.
My children's children are dependent on me to tell them how all this went before they arrived. And what to do when something gets rough and hard and tough. And not just the world's perspective on how to navigate through that. They got us.
Yeah.
And these moments are important, that we share them, that we talk about them, what you're getting right now is me and Richard's intimate private talk out in public.
Yeah, sometimes. In fact, we did this morning. We were up, what, 4 o'clock?
Or 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, just talking about it. We was getting to deep conversation.
Yeah.
I think that was before coffee.
Yeah. Before his coffee.
Like, ooh, man, we was incredibly wide awake, though.
Yeah.
A lot of what you're talking about have something to do with impact.
Yeah.
And I know our producer is telling us we are up against the
We're
clock.
getting flashed.
We up
We're
against
getting
the
flashed.
clock. But that'll probably segue to something else.
Yeah.
But it has something to do with impact. Because I was thinking about this today, and it's going to make people digest stuff. We hear every time somebody, a famous celebrity, anybody die 80 and 90 years old, we'll equate that with fullness of life.
Right.
But I'm starting to think that, you know what? Not really. Because it has impact is associated with it. I'm going to just use him because everybody knows I'm talking about, Kobe Bryant. He was only 41 years old, and people say, man, he died young. He never even started living yet, right?
Right.
But really, if you chronicle his accomplishments, he really did lead a full life. He had a significant impact in this world that'll probably span from decades to come.
Yeah.
So I would actually say he did lead a full life.
And he has some legacy attached to that.
Absolutely, that was what we're talking about.
Yeah.
These are the breadcrumbs that we're talking about.
It's our breadcrumbs. We'll be back with, I believe, 4 more segments.
You know, we're not gonna number. Let's just keep riding this horse until the horse gets
He's not listening to his producers.
Okay.
They gave us a number. However, we'll be back with more segments. And as he stated, we'll segue into impact. And we'll talk about that more in depth and how it pertains to him and I. We can share our experience. There's no cookie cutter. There's no tool. There's no right or wrong.
Template.
that doesn't exist. What we do believe, though, is that we can share our moments in time, leave our breadcrumbs, you glean from it, and do what you do with it.
Absolutely.
It's been real, guys.
It's been awesome.
Thank you for listening.